Remember when Premier League managers were concerned that the best players in the world were going to go to China for exuberant wages? Well, that's no longer a problem, hasn't been for many years, and one of their best teams in terms of championship titles has just gone, well, not out of business technically, but have surrendered their professional license. Guangzhou Football Club, one of China's most successful teams, will not be participating in professional football next season due to their failure to settle substantial debts. This decision comes as the Chinese Football Association refused to grant the club permission to play in the country's pyramid despite being 8-time Chinese Super League champions. Guangzhou's financial troubles have led to their exclusion from the professional football pyramid for the foreseeable future. This isn't the first major club in China to collapse under similar circumstances. In 2021, the Suning Group owned Jiangsu, who had won that year's CSL title just a year prior, was forced to fold after facing insurmountable debts. Their collapse serves as a stark reminder of the unsustainable financial practices that plagued Chinese football in recent years. So, what exactly happened to Guangzhou? Well, at the heart of the club's downfall is its ownership, Evergrande Group. One of China's largest property developers. Quite frankly, they did a lot actually. They did more than just property, but we're just going to focus on their property empire because that's the thing that cost them money. Evergrande was a giant in the Chinese real estate market, responsible for a large number of construction projects across the country. The company's rapid expansion was funded by large amounts of debt, often at unsustainable levels. Evergrande used this borrowed money to fund its ambitious property developments, constructing entire neighborhoods and residential areas. However, when the property market burst, the company was left with massive financial liabilities and unfinished projects, many of which had already been paid for by the people that were going to move in. They were left with half-built apartment blocks, whilst Evergrande's debt reached catastrophic levels. As a result of these mounting debts, Evergrande filed for bankruptcy in 2022, marking one of China's largest corporate bankruptcies in its country's history. Think Lehman Brothers in 2008. The fallout of Evergrande's bankruptcy had a profound impact on both the property sector and, of course, our football club, Guangzhou Evergrande, as they were called then, which relied heavily on the financial muscle of Evergrande Group. Guangzhou's football success had been built on aggressive investment in top-tier players. When the Chinese Super League began attracting international stars with huge wages, Guangzhou was one of the first clubs to take advantage of this trend. The club spent lavishly to bring in world-class talent. The club's spending spree was not limited to players, as they also attracted some of the best managers in the world, some high-profile ones indeed, including Italian World Cup winning coach Marcelo Lippi, Brazilian World Cup winning coach Luis Felipe Scolari, and former England manager Sven-Göran Eriksson. Under Lippi and other renowned coaches, Guangzhou Evergrande dominated the Chinese Super League and became one of the most successful clubs in the country. They won multiple league titles, 8 in total, and including the coveted AFC Champions League, the top continental competition for Asia, solidifying their position as a powerhouse of Chinese football. However, this golden era began to crumble as financial mismanagement and unsustainable spending practices took their toll in response to the escalating wages and extravagant spending. The Chinese Football Association had introduced a salary cap to curb the financial excesses of CSL clubs. Despite the new regulations, Guangzhou's decline continued. Exacerbated by Evergrande's financial troubles, the club's ability to sign top talent diminished, and the team's performance on the field started to suffer as well. In 2022, the same year that Evergrande filed for bankruptcy, Guangzhou's fortune took another hit when they were relegated from the Chinese Super League. The once proud champions of China found themselves playing in the second tier, China's League One. Their fall from grace was swift and brutal, and in the same year as Evergrande's bankruptcy, the club left with no financial backing further compounded that struggle. Guangzhou's final season in the lower leagues in League One, they were a shadow of their former selves. So what will the future be for Guangzhou Football Club? Well, in a statement, there is some suggestion that Guangzhou may attempt to return in some form, possibly as an amateur team or a Phoenix club rising from the ashes. However, for now, the club effectively is finished as a major force in Chinese football. The club's decline marks the end of an era for the Chinese Super League, which itself has seen a dramatic decline in both its allure continentally and to international players. Guangzhou's downfall is emblematic of the broader issues facing Chinese football over the past decade, which saw huge investment in players, clubs and infrastructure. However, the unsustainable financial practices and the bursting of the real estate bubble has now led to the collapse of two of the league's clubs. The grand ambitions for the CSL, once poised to challenge Europe's top tier, has now been dashed by financial instability and mismanagement. And the ability to overpay players for what they're worth has been taken up, that mantra has been taken up by the Saudi Pro League. The demise of Guangzhou Football Club and the collapse of the CSL's extravagant spending bubble signals the end of a chapter in Chinese football, one that was filled with promise but ultimately marred by financial recklessness. As the club disappears from the professional scene, the future of Chinese football remains uncertain, leaving many questions as to whether the CSL will ever recover from this massive blow. If you like this video, be sure to hit the subscribe button, give it a thumbs up as well, and hit the bell icon to be notified of all our latest videos. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to check out our website. It's deadair.media/sport for the latest football news. See you next time.